Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator news and updates. And today we have multiple new aircraft getting ready to hit the sim, some very large updates to other aircraft that are already there, and more. So stick around. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below.
Overkill simulations, watch us as we fly. Overkill simulations, the thrill will never die.
All right, guys, so first up, a very tragic event has happened today. I have ran out of caffeine, so I'm going to do something that might scare some of you who have been watching my channel for any length of time, and that is I'm going to drink water. I don't know what happened, but it just did. Anyway, let's go. So first up, we have the CJ3 Plus on its way from Live 2 Air. Live 2 Air has done a couple of different aircraft. They did the aviation, whatever it was, the EV commuter jet, or commuter, I guess what it would be. I don't even know how you'd have the private jet that's electric. Like, it's still blown away that that's even a thing. Like, I could see so many things going wrong with that, but at the same token, that's the way of the future. So anyway, I digress. So now we're going to have the CJ3 hopefully by end of Q1 2025, if not very early Q2 2025. Live 2 Air does very, very good work, you guys. This aircraft looks absolutely fantastic. I'm very impressed with it so far. The texturing and modeling that they are doing is gorgeous. Obviously, a ton of detail is being put into this aircraft, and it's really shining into something quite nice. I have spoken with the developer multiple times. Like I said, I have showcased, I believe, all of their products thus far here on the channel, and I'm hoping that I'll get my hands on this one as well. Now, let's start talking about what it sports. First off, you guys, if you don't know what the CJ3 is, the CJ3 is obviously the, would that be predecessor to the CJ4. The CJ4 came default with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Working Title took it over, made it an incredibly high fidelity aircraft, and that's where Working Title entered the game to Microsoft Flight Simulator, which we are also very grateful for because they are badasses. Anyway, so with that in mind, if you haven't checked out the CJ4, make sure that you guys do in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It is absolutely gorgeous, and it also exists, I believe, in 24, although I haven't particularly looked for it, to be honest with you. A quick look into the avionics suite. It's going to be boasting none other than the G3000, the same avionics suite that is found in the TBM 930. Also, I can imagine this will be sporting the AAU2 and the latest avionics updates that came with 2024. So really, if you know how to fly the TBM 930, navigating around the G3000 should be a pretty simple process. It's a very effective, very easy avionics system to use, very well laid out. So I wouldn't stress too much about that. Now, you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, I'm not huge on glass cockpits, but for this particular type of aircraft, it absolutely makes sense and goes with the flow of the plane. Now, I am very actually happy to see the G3000 because that means the learning curve and integration into the aircraft will be pretty quick, right? It's just a matter of learning proper speeds, configuration, startup procedures, things like that, and the aircraft will be, you'll be up and airborne in the aircraft in no time. So that is a pretty big benefit of it. So again, this is the Live 2 Air CJ3 Plus that's being brought to the simulator. So stick around for more news on that as it continues to develop and we hear more about its release date. All right, next up, we have a quick update out of the PMDG house. PMDG, as you guys know, first off, is in regards to the 777, has been working very hard and very diligently trying to get it ready for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. However, there has been an issue that has existed even in 2020, but is significantly worse in 24 with memory allocation, also called in this case, the advanced memory application routine or allocation routine. And it is preventing the basically the coding for the aircraft to be compiled in 2024, therefore preventing a test build of the aircraft, so that way the team can essentially get it ready for 2024. PMDG and other developers have been expressing this to Microsoft/Asobo for quite a while and hoping to get some sort of resolution soon. Although the latest update to the simulator did provide some progress. Unfortunately, it's still not at a point where they can solidify any kind of compatibility with 2024 until this issue has been resolved. Now, with that being said, there is a massive update to the 777 series following a cleanup, essentially, following the release of the 777 Freighter. So make sure that you guys do update your PMDG Operations Center, as well as go into the software and update the aircraft. There will also be a minor update coming for the 737 in regard to some connectivity issues with the tablet that are going to be resolved. Now, the 777 patch that is already released and available on the PMDG Operations Center is quite significant. Everything from systems logic, graphic fixes, avionic fixes, adjustments, wheel braking, overall flight dynamics, performance modeling, etc. A ton of it has been addressed in this latest changelog. So the changelog is not what you'd call small. It is very, very effective and very, very well done for the 777 series of aircraft. The 777 series, both the freighter and the commuter, or the passenger liner, is my opinion, one of the best they've put out yet. It is a incredible aircraft. There is no further news as of yet in regard to the 747 series, and I would again imagine it has to do with this advanced memory allocation issue that's happening in 2024. Remember that they did state that the 747-200 and I believe 400 will be 2024 only. So obviously we're not going to get any kind of update or new information in regard to those aircraft until that issue has been resolved. So obviously, as soon as more information is available, I'll be presenting that to you guys for your review. But in the meantime, the 777 is still working absolutely phenomenally in 2020, and with this latest patch has also changed some things about the way that the aircraft operates for the good. So again, if you guys are a 777 wide body flyer, now's the time to update it. If not, I would definitely recommend purchasing it for 2020. Again, it is a wonderful aircraft. It is really, really well done in 2020. A real quick update out of the house of Got Friends. They are now bringing yet another glider to the simulator. This is supposed to be the most unparalleled and unmatched glider to ever reach the sim, basically taking full advantage of all of the aspects of 2020 and 2024, and that is with the German-built AS-33. The AS-33 is a long-haul aircraft, 18-meter wingspan, maximizing airflow and lift underneath the wings, transitioning all the way to the wing tips. There is also a version that contains a solo engine. It is a self-launched glider, so you don't have to worry about any kind of tug aircraft. They are probably the best currently glider developers, or I should say unpowered flight developers in Microsoft Flight Simulator to date. As you guys know, they also did all of the default glider aircraft in the simulator for 2024. They were named Partner of the Year by Microsoft Flight Simulator after all of their contributions to Flight Simulator 2020. And they are continuing down that path with 2024. Their glider aircraft, I will say, are absolutely phenomenal. Even as someone who really doesn't understand how to fly them as well, I've had the most success in their aircraft. They certainly are a very, very solid team. You obviously remember the ton of other aircraft that they have done, and they really have made quite the contribution. So I'm really excited to see this aircraft reaching the simulator again. This will be in early 2025, which it seems to be a theme. It sounds like just after Christmas or first quarter one of 2025 is going to be quite the big bang for Flight Simulator 2024. So stay tuned for more information on that as it comes around the corner. And again, congratulations to Got Friends. You guys have done an amazing job over the last year. So look forward to seeing what you guys bring this year as well. Miltech Simulations brings out an update for the CH-47 helicopter. It is now natively supporting Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So make sure that you guys update this aircraft if you haven't already. So they've also updated the level of detail and avionics, and as well as the overall system performance, again, to be natively supported Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Therefore, you shouldn't have to worry about any bugs, breaks, etc. Now, obviously, that always comes with a caveat, you guys. That's any kind of software, so don't take that part of what I said too literal, but the developer has given the aircraft the green light. The CH-47 is an amazing helicopter in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's a ton of fun to fly and play around with. It also comes with quite a few different scenery packs that you would normally see the CH-47 operating out of. The Chinook is a badass helicopter, guys. It's fast. 180 knots, guys, is usually what this thing can crank along at. One of the really cool things is, I'll give you guys a tip that's really fun to do with it, is to do some of those cool hot shot shots you guys see on YouTube and things like that. I like to take it next to a mountainside or on the edge of a building or something like that, lower the rear ramp and see if you can't land with just the rear wheels, or even if you're more badass, if you can do it with just the ramp, touching it and hold it for as long as you can. It's a pretty awesome experience. I haven't had great success. I think I've done it about twice for about 6 or 7 seconds was about the best I could pull off. So as long as any of the 45 soldiers that were on board that helicopter could get off in about 5 to 6 seconds, and they did all right. But I'm thinking the rest of them had a really bad day flying with me when I tried to pull that crap off. But it is a lot of fun to try. It's a really, really well done helicopter. It's very stable, gives you a lot of forgiveness in the aspect of trying crap like that some of the other helicopters just would be too tough. But anyway, so again, real quick announcement on that. Miltech Simulations CH-47 now natively supported in Microsoft Flight Simulator 24. Next up, FlightSim has finally released their A321 CEO and joined the Microsoft Flight Simulator family. Now, I was always back and forth on this one just because it's another Airbus. Now, at the same token, like I get it, right? It's sort of it's the heritage, it's the company, it's where they're specialized in. Like, it makes sense. Okay, it's just, gosh, there are so many Airbuses in this simulator, and again, even the fact that it's Asobo who's running the joint, that makes sense, right? They're obviously not going to focus on Boeing, you know. Although this time we did get the 737, you know. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, let's talk about it. The beautiful part is I think this could potentially give Phoenix a run for their money. So the A321 CEO, you have both the IAE and the CFM engines available. You have the winglets or the sharklets as an option as well. And they are boasting a very high fidelity system, accurate modeling of these systems, accurate modeling flight performance, accurate modeling textures, and just really a high fidelity aircraft all the way around, even down to the EFB. They've really done an amazing job. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the images on this aircraft. So again, flight deck looks absolutely phenomenal. Very much so, like many of the other Airbus in the aircraft, but it looks great. Like, the aircraft really does look good, I have to admit. One of the really cool things, if you see here, you got accurate modeling of weather, meaning that you have icing and snow correctly being modeled with this aircraft. So you'll actually see that building up on the surfaces of the plane. So that's pretty hot. Now, that is becoming a relatively more popular thing. I mean, for a while there, it seemed like developers just sort of gave up on it. And I know why. Like, that's not a shot at the developers. I get why. I know that icing effects in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 was a nightmare for quite a while and just really wasn't functional at all. Again, standard EFB controls. I'm not going to focus too much on the EFB. Many of them, pretty much all the aircraft that have their own custom EFBs have a lot of the same features. The same token, look at the water effects on the window, though. It looks really, really good here. The lighting and shading and depth of the controls and the flight deck and the glare shield looks great. Absolutely beautiful. Again, here's that detail coming up into light. FSLabs have always been a great developer. They've always had a wonderful reputation, so I really am not shocked by this at all. But this looks really, really good. It looks fantastic. So I am going to be picking this up. The A321 is a larger aircraft, so it does make it a bit more fun to fly. The texturing and the modeling, like I said, is absolutely fantastic. Knowing what I know of them in the past, they do fantastic work. I'm using that word a lot, and it's just because it best describes their performance. They do a great job with their planes, and they've always taken a lot of time and consideration when pushing their planes out. They always seem to be up and running. Very seldom do you get a launch from FSLabs where it's just garbage and you're dealing with a bunch of bugs. I mean, it's really rare with them. Really rare with them. Now, the kicker, the aircraft, $70 US, $69.99. So again, though, with everything they are bringing to the sim, accurate snow and icing modeling, accurate systems modeling, flight performance, the FMC or MCDU, however you want to put it, the flight management computer, has accurate navigation, everything from both the longitudinal and why can I not think today? lateral navigation, so accurate step climbs and things like that. The holding, all of those are already in the system. You don't have to worry about future updates before that stuff is modeled and ready to go. So the aircraft is basically set. Like there's nothing that we're waiting on for this plane, and that's at least that's the way I'm interpreting the changelog. So I will be picking this up. It's going to be about a week before I do so, just simply because we have Christmas and things like that. I'm actually going on a trip next week, so I'm going to be away for a bit anyway. So I don't want to just spend the money just for it to sit here. But anyways, good job on FSLabs. Welcome to the simulator community. You guys can find this aircraft on their website. So simply look up FSLabs and you will absolutely find it. FlightSim Expo 2025 tickets go on sale starting tomorrow, December the 14th at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys start taking a look at that. Travel plans and things like that are going to require a bit more thought this time. However, the good news is there are multiple hotels within 5-minute walking distance of the event. If you guys have never been to a FlightSim Expo, they are absolutely amazing. Remember, this year it's going to be in Rhode Island, and it's going to be June 27th, 28th, and 29th. Right now, as of launch, the first 250 FSA members or Flight Sim Association captains will get the entire weekend for $50 US. The events are absolutely phenomenal, you guys. They're a wonderful experience to meet like-minded folks, to talk and geek out, see a bunch of the new hardware, new software. It really is a great, fun experience. We're going to be going yet again. This will be our Being Overkill Simulations third appearance in a row. We went to the one in Houston. We showed up to the one in Las Vegas, and now we will be checking out Rhode Island as well. This should be a lot of fun, you guys. It's going to be very, very exciting. It's going to be my first time over into Rhode Island itself. You have a couple different options. You can fly direct to Rhode Island. There's also recommending the possibility of going from flying into Boston and then taking the train over to Rhode Island, which is just less than an hour of ride. So that could be kind of fun too. But then once you're there, guys, I can't stress enough. There's so many, they always do really cool events, usually involve some sort of tours, airport things. Last year, they got to go into air traffic control centers. It really is a cool experience. The seminars that usually take place on the Friday of the starting Friday of the event, so in this case, it'll be the June 27th. They always go through a ton of different seminars, whether it be new software, new hardware, new advancements that are taking place in the flight simulation community. So it's a really, really good time, and it really gives you a neat opportunity, especially if you're just looking to maybe interconnect with some of the developers. Gives you a chance to speak to them, gives you a chance to create new partnerships and new opportunity in flight simulation. It's far more than just geeking out on the new hardware and software coming out. A lot of my connections as a YouTube content creator has been made by going to these associations or these conventions. They're really a good time. And I believe this next one is supposed to be the largest one they've had yet. So stand by for more information on that. But tickets go on sale again starting tomorrow, December the 14th. So check out the website. The website also has a bunch of travel details and discounts and things like that that can be taken a look at now already as well. Anyways, guys, as always, stay safe and healthy. I hope you found this video useful, and I will see you in the next one.